Alright y'all, today we're making Western white bread. We'll need some yeast, maybe 2-3 teaspoons. We'll need some sugar. I only like to add maybe 1 teaspoon of this. This helps activate the yeast. And then we'll add maybe 1.5 cups of warm water. Now these 3 ingredients provide the perfect environment for the yeast to metabolize. Now you want to give it a quick stir and allow those ingredients to react. And then add a little salt. Maybe 1 teaspoon ought to do it, a good loaded teaspoon. That'll give your bread its flavor. Now give it a little stir, and what we're going to do is we're going to let that sit for a little while. Now once you've let that sit for maybe 10-15 minutes, we're going to add some flour, maybe 2 or 3 cups, add as you need, and this is going to make your dough. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit messy. You just want to start bringing all of those ingredients together, start forming your dough. But just work at it and you'll start to see the beginnings of your bread. Now if you've got too much moisture in your mix, you might want to add more flour, and you can do that as you need. Otherwise you might find yourself in a sticky mess. Now that you've got the foundations of your dough, you'll want to take that out of the mixing bowl and put it on a flat surface with some flour. Because now is the important stage of the process where you're going to have to knead the bread. This is where you work it and work it for maybe 10-15 minutes. And this will allow the gluten to tighten up and get into line. And this gives you a nice, airy and chewy bread. And once you're happy with your dough, you put it back in the mixing bowl, cover it up, and let it sit for 2 hours and let it rise. Once you've let it sit and rise for a while, I like to take it out of the bowl and then start forming it into what resembles a loaf of bread, and then I put it back in the bowl just to rise a little further, and then I prep the oven ready for baking. What you want to do is get your Dutch oven, and you want to preheat that. You want to put that in the oven for a little while, and then you can go back to your bread and you start lifting it out of the bowl, trying to keep its shape, because that's nice and airy, nice and fluffy. And just work it a little bit, shape it into the kind of loaf you like. Pull out the Dutch oven, and you're ready to start baking. Now I like to cook my dough for around 25 to 30 minutes. And then once you've done that, you can take it out and you add a little egg white, which gives it a nice gloss and a nice golden brown color to the top of your bread. And if you're like me, you want to add some seeds. I like to add some sesame seeds over the top. This is for aesthetics, and I love sesame seeds. Put it back in the oven for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. After that, you're ready to go. Get your butter, your Vegemite, and that's Western white bread.